Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Super Symmetry. Last time, we made this connect properly. And also, we made the heat exchanger, which is up there too. This is good because we can finally begin working on a new section of the grid. The focus of this section will be to automate the actual, what is it called, magnetite. Because magnetite cannot be processed the same way as the other stuff, otherwise you won't get the maximum yield out of it. Which the specific thing we want from magnetite is gold. So yeah, the first thing we're going to make is a turbine and also a battery buffer, because we need both of them. So we'll just do like 18 of these. So the way I like to operate my grids is, my electricity system is that I like to have different blocks for different machines. So we'll have like an aluminum block at some point, which will be making aluminum. We'll have, right now this is like the central workshop block. This guy handles like different, like, you know, basic things that like you can do by hand, like just you know, making stuff. Which the goal of each block is to be as hands off as possible, but also being able to, like, you know, with the workshop block you can still make stuff on it, like, you know. So for example, the furnace is actually, you just put like 5 stacks of items in, or like a chest load out of this. You could, and then you can process things through that. You can put like 2 stacks of items in this vending machine, and everything gets pushed in this chest over here. Now, it's not usual for me to put like 2 grids on the, or 2 blocks on the same grid, or 2 machines. Yeah, well, we got 2 functions here, and one of those is processing different ores and things. So this is like some kind of ore processing stuff. So, one good thing is that because of how far we are, we can actually make batteries on the assembly machine. And what we need to do is type in battery, find the casing, which is this guy for the low voltage batteries. Just put them over here. Just need battery alloy plates. Then in the assembler you need regular plates. To make battery alloy, it usually recommends you use the wonderful machine, the mixer, to mix powders? No. Don't need to do that at all. Let me show you all how this works. We take lead dust, antimony, put them into the alloy smelter. You can see I was doing some red alloy for circuit boards and stuff. But it works on the alloy smelter, and it's way better to do it this way, because you don't have to do many steps. You just gotta do 1 step, gives you everything you need. Which is nice. It's really good. And as you can see, I've already completed the first turbine. The other machine piece we're going to need, which is kind of annoying, is actually a battery buffer. And because we're not doing a main grid, where it's going to be like a main block, we don't actually need it to be a 16 times. We could just run this on a 8 times. 8 times is what we need. Which here's the 8 times battery buffer. We need to make some 8 times tin wires using this. Now, I'm not sure how many machines we're going to have running on this 8 times battery buffer, so we're going to keep that to a minimum because it's only 8 amps, and that's not going to be much for many machines. Alright, as you can see, we already have quite a large amount of battery alloys, which we can just literally run through there and get plates. Now, while all that's happening, we're going to set up our grid. We're going to want this actual turbine to face... I have a plan for this. The turbine will face this direction. We can then have the actual setup here, so it just goes down. We don't want to connect these 2 wires, alright? But turbines, they can't face down. That's part of the rules of Gregtech, because you can't have a turbine face down for some reason. I don't know why. There is kind of an issue with this, now that I think about it. It should probably go the other way. It should probably be turbine, battery. But I like the way... battery, or turbine battery looks. And we're just like right on the edge of the chunk border here with this. But building it down is going to give us a pretty big advantage in the long run, so it's kind of worth it. Like, you'd think I would just do this horizontally like I usually, but this is probably better as far as space is concerned. Alrighty, so all we gotta do is get a barrel of sulfuric acid down here. It's gotta be a lead barrel, of course, but it's a good thing we got like 1,000 liters. It's not very much. That is not very much. Why is this not doing its job? Do you not... Oh, he doesn't actually have an output. There we go. That's more like it. This guy needs an output too. Which usually we have too much sulfuric acid, it just builds up. That's usually what happens. But we actually need it today, so it's not gonna be a big issue. And I think I actually have just no, I have 8,000. It's not a perfect amount. It'll be fine. It'll make us 8 batteries. Alrighty, so we gotta look at the first part of the chain here for magnetite. What happens first? Or, well, actually, I'm pretty sure there's an ore byproduct list, which tells us how to go. So first we need to go macerate. Correct? Yeah, macerator. Oh, so we could just run it. I'd still have to reconfigure the whole setup over there. So a macerator. And then we have to, we could do chemical bath. I don't really need that. So macerate, wash, macerate, and then another thing. Pulverizing it takes several seconds, but gives you a higher yield, whereas forge hammer, yeah, let's just go pulverizer, macerator, I should say. It's not. What is this? Oh my gosh! Look how ridiculous this looks to make, but there's no problem. Alright, so the ore washing plant's gonna be the easiest of these to take care of. The rest of them are a little bit annoying, so we'll deal with that. We also need the electromagnetic separator and macerator of the low voltage type, which will give us some pretty good yields of different things. Although the funny thing is, we still have all these pistons from back in the day where we wasted all of our stuff, which basically means all we need is actually just like those buzzsaw blades. It's ridiculous. Nice, the 2 macerators are done. So it goes through 2 maceration phases where we're going to basically turn the magnetite from magnetite into the, if you look at this here. First maceration takes it to here, then it gets washed, then it gets macerated again, and we're going to wash it on a setting which is way cheaper, so we don't get these extra ultrafamic tailings, because we don't really want those. And then we can macerate again, and then electromagnetic separator. And that leaves us quite a bit of space, because we could literally just do this in 4 machines right here. So 1, 2, and then the separator, and of course the other thing are going to go on top and bottom. Alright, so I got the ore washing plant ready to go. We're going to have to move the water piping over. Oh my gosh, not again. We're literally going to have to shift the water pipes over because of this setup. Now, I read that if you have this on the second setting, which I think it should just be able to process the magnetite on the second setting. Purified magnetite, check this. Okay, yeah, second setting gives you absolutely nothing. It's way cheaper. Plus, it's not the... It's, what is it? 2? Okay. And now we just need the E-magnetic separator, which is a nice little machine. Conveyor belt. Magnetic iron rod. Pretty basic stuff. Which, we've almost completed everything I had planned for this weekend, which is incredible. I mean, we didn't do things the way I wanted to, at least with the, primitive blast furnace. I had planned to use the, RF tools item sorter, but the way that thing works makes 0 sense. And can't actually function with Gregtech pipes, so, yeah. We're not using, we do not use that, we just use XNet instead, which, was much better because now I have a new tool in my arsenal instead of, a new block, which it's actually a better tool, honestly, a superior tool. We need to heat up these iron rods in the furnace because I don't really want to have to make a new magnetic iron rod. It's just annoying. It is just a pain. Okay, there we go. Take this, slap the 2 rods together, boom. There we go. And then we just need the machine casing. So. And that's it. That's basically everything we had planned for this week. Quite a large amount of stuff we got done here. Though I'm actually going to move this whole entire setup because this was, the way we had it set before was not ideal. And I would like it this way much better. Is it getting power from, like, here? Okay. Good. I don't want it getting power from there. I really would not have wanted that. Dude, if we connected this wire to this machine, it would just explode because it's being powered by 2 wires, and that can't happen. That'd be too much energy. It'd be too high voltage for it. Cool, so that basically is everything done for that really compact setup there. Before we can do anything else, we need to make sure our logistics are... the chest is getting macerated. The chest is being macerated, why? Why? Okay, that's a thing. I'll have to keep that in mind for the future. Be careful with chests and macerators. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I am making a Gregtech item sorter of the best quality. These things, basically what a Gregtech item sorter is you take a crate of any type. It could be any size you want. If you want a big crate, you can do that. I like to use the wooden crates. They're nice and cheap. Pretty easy to make, right? You slap a conveyor belt on the side. Then you have to add an item filter. Our screwdriver's gonna break. I know it is, so, that's gonna be fun. Look at this. 1 crafting uses, 5 durability. Yeah, I think that's gonna break. I think it has actually 5 uses for filters. Anyway. We need to make some filters today. Alright, so we're gonna take this guy. We're gonna hit him with the screwdriver. We're gonna set this guy to an iron filter and add magnetite. Because I want to be able to just throw everything into this box. And then have it dealt with at another box. So this is going to be our Gregtech item sorter of the first quality. So, yeah. Alright, I don't think I actually configured this guy. No, I did not. So, we need to find the magnetite, put it... just type it in, the thing. We need magnetite for this guy. Magnetite. It's right over this guy? Or is it this guy? Where is that? Okay, there it is. Boom. Add that in. That's good. Connect this pipe. Boom. And it's ready to go. The next thing we need for this Gregtech item sorter is to have a connection somewhere here. Alright, so I got another pipe here which is going from that box to the next box. This box is going to be set to magnetite once again. We need to have another item filter on him. So that way he outputs the magnetite from this conveyor belt here on the bottom to this, which is our setup. That's going to be magnetite ore. We could also have this do other ores later on, so if we ever want to add anything to this setup that could be compatible, that's good. Because if we can get multiple things to go through there, that'd be great. I'd love it. Now it's time to go answer the biggest question here. Does this thing actually work? Or does everything go into the macerator and get macerated and then smashed by the hammer? Because I don't know if this is going to work. I think I may need to do some more filtrations and stuff, so... We'll have to set up a new filter that probably blacklists anything we want going into the other thing. I think it may work as is, though, because I've had good luck with these things before. Yeah, so I'm getting some magnetite here. You can see this is the magnetite vein. It's pretty extensive. These are usually quite big. Well, at least in my experience from the last playthrough. Magnetite, banded iron, things like this. Most veins are pretty big. Banded iron is really dense, though, so you don't really get much of the extra stone in there. You just get, like, pure magnetite, or... pure ore. Not magnetite, it's banded iron. But this is magnetite. And I think we're gonna have to add a new XNet system into our entire grid. Oh crap, I broke the hammer. Okay. That's fine. We have enough magnetite that I will probably be good for like the next week. No, you know what? Probably like a day. Knowing me, it's probably gonna last only a day. But this is where the actual chute I showed you yesterday is really handy because it's right next to the magnetite vein. If we just go this way. Whoop. Straight down. Let's go. Time to test our ore proc. Does it work? Yeah, it works. That's good. Let's see where this goes. Oh yeah, let's go. This works perfectly. Maybe. You can see it's in this macerator here, the banded iron. This guy's getting power. Good, good. Crushed magnetite goes into here. Wait a second. Doesn't it need to be... What happens next? It goes through the ore washer? With water. It needs an actual... Does it need an actual program? It can't have a ghost circuit. It needs an actual programmed circuit, I think. I mean, it's a good thing these programs... Well, actually, I do have one we can test with. It's upstairs, so we'll grab that one. Okay, good. It doesn't... Something is wrong with it, though. That's the thing. It's not working properly. We got water in there. It's just not working. Oh, it's because the machine isn't plugged in. What am I... Why was I doing that so dumb? I didn't plug the machine into the thing. Well, we'll just diffuse this situation with a pair of wire cutters. Nice. And it takes like 4 seconds for that to happen, so... That gets sent to the next macerator. And finally, we'll get processed through there. Which, the big concern with this is that it's a very energy-intensive process, so I don't want to be doing it a lot. Because then I'll have to go get a lot of fuel. And that's not fun, so... But we can run this. Oh no, it went into the macerator. going into there. Holy crap, pull that out. We don't want that going through there. That's a waste. Okay, we're gonna try to attach a blacklisting filter to the side of this guy so we can actually... I can't even get to that. Alright, here goes. Okay. And then break our screwdriver, but we can set this to blacklist. Magnetite is not allowed inside that macerator, which means all magnetite stays in the box there. All I gotta do is wrench this, and everything's good. Everything from here gets sent to the other machines, so any magnetite doesn't get sent to this guy. Now, if we put any other things in there, it will just send those through, so that's good. Alright, so I've made some connectors here. The reason for this is because we need to add another thing to our grid. Why do we have so many conveyor belts in there? Why do I have so many of those? I should have used those for so many other recipes, but there's just conveyor belts sitting in there that I forgot about. Anyway, you see this guy, he's running, he's doing it. Okay, yeah, cool. Well, the thing is that I could technically hook him to the same network as this guy. Okay, so right here we're going to add a connector to the grid. This guy's going to pull out magnetite from here, and he can send the magnetite over to the blast furnace, which doesn't take any energy because it's not electric. Ideally, we would have everything run probably electric at some point. Probably an electric blast furnace at some point. I don't feel like doing that right now. And then we have this connector. We need to name this guy. Let's give this guy a name. We'll call this guy MG. Oh no, let's call... That's not right. Like, I would call it MG to abbreviate magnetite, but FE makes more sense because this is just going to be iron. FeOX. Iron oxides of some kind. Pretty good. That will be... Yep. Cool. And we're going to set this guy to extract... And then we'll have him extract magnetite dust from the system, so... Okay, so disabling the max amount in this guy's inventory has caused something to happen. Was magnetite in there? Now there's all anthracite. So it does need to be restricted to a degree. It's just, the question is... We need to add another channel for magnetite. I think that's what it needs to be. That's what needs to happen. We need to have a channel for magnetite and iron. Or acanthite, or whatever it is. Alright, so my final revision to the system is that now I have limiters. So, as you can see, we have one section that does the magnetite. This guy handles magnetite from here and here, which are both of our sources. Technically, we could have stuff in here. It's not likely I'm going to do that. Because mostly, what we have up there is anthracite instead. However, I could put magnetite in there if I wanted to, which is good. This guy limits that magnetite to 32, which is the perfect ratio to the 64 anthracite that is allowed in there, which come from the box up here. Crazy. And it works almost perfectly. I mean, this guy's at 52, even though there's still more anthracite that can be extracted. But it is handling a bunch of other stuff too, and that is using a Gregtech item filter. So, that is fully automatic iron production and gold production. That is crazy. All I have to do is go mine, bring stuff back, everything's done. It's good.